Hi, fans, and welcome to another SundayComics.com video. It's a Monday night. It's the price variance. I'm here with everybody's favorite Canadian. There he is. And we are talking about the hottest sales on Heritage for Silver Age comics last week. So we just finished looking at Allan's over on his channel. He had some really interesting ones. I'm going to be showing you some Spider-Man. Right.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's
Should be
not that.
good. You'll get some.
It's
There's
not
some
that.
good ones here. There's some good ones.
There's some nice ones. Right. Here we go. And actually, this is not bad. So I just
That's not even on the list. But
this,
this is a cool one.
yeah.
Literally cool. He's frozen on the cover.
Well, yes. Okay. Cool. My Greatest Adventure. And
Yeah.
you've got a frozen crusader. I was a knight in the 20th century. I
Yeah.
married Lady Luck and I hunted Goliath the robot. There we go. How can you resist? And it's Nick Cardy and Billy Ailey art inside, and the cover is by Leonard Starr.
I don't know. You know what's weird? I saw this one on eBay. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird cover, with this crusader in ice and these explorers kind of digging him out. And then I saw that this was actually a pretty major sale. I should have picked it up on eBay, but this was a pretty big sale on Heritage. I
Yeah,
was
but this is
shocked.
a high grade for this type
It
of.
is a high grade, but is it a key? No, it's nothing
Oh no,
particularly.
it's not a key. It's nothing. It's not a
It's
list.
just an early greatest adventure.
Yeah, yeah, but 9.0s. These are rare. I mean,
I know it's super rare, but
this. I've got right. I'm going to guess on the census. My guess on the census for this is 89.
I'm going to guess lower than that. I'm going to guess like 20 something.
Oh, okay. Let's go and have a look.
I'm going to guess, but I don't know.
Let's say uh, 11. Alan, you were way closer than me. 11.
Yeah, I knew it was a low census count.
Right.
It's
And this
just
is a
one. It's like
record.
not a key. Why would people get it graded? That's my
Well,
thought.
this is a record. We have a record for our first comic here.
Yeah, we actually
Mind
had a
you,
bunch
the
of records
previous
online to
sale
show as
was
well.
21 years ago, Alan.
Okay, so it's gone up in 21 years. So that's,
Uh,
you know,
If you bought this in February 2003, it would have cost you $264, and you could have sold it last week for 1,080. That's okay.
not bad. That's five times
Yeah,
the.
yeah, exactly.
I think that's better than inflation. So,
Just about. Yeah, so not bad. 11 on the census.
mhm.
Nice
Yeah,
looking.
that's cool.
Oh,
Who
this is
would?
the only. This is it. This is one of one, Alan. So
Oh, is
this
this the
this
highest
is
graded?
the same. This is the same comic that sold in February 2020 2003.
Oh,
So
that's cool. So we actually get to see the end point and of
yeah,
the.
yeah. So somebody owned this for 21 years and made $750. Happy
And
story.
yeah, is this the highest graded copy or anything
I
special?
bet it is. I bet it is. There's only 11 copies. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Highest graded copy too.
highest graded copy.
Wow. So yeah, that shows that it's probably actually fairly rare because if it was worth 200 bucks even 21 years ago, if you had a high grade copy of this, you'd get it graded.
Yeah,
So that actually shows that this is a fairly rare book.
yeah. This is a rare book.
So you're basically this is showing how it's not necessarily key, nothing really special that way, but scarcity does play a role. If anyone's trying to complete their greatest
Yeah, if
adventure
you look at this
run,
as well, all the ones that have been graded are 6.0 or higher. So, nobody's graded anything around the 3, 4, 5 range. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's not worth it, right? But that's cool. It's always cool to see, how a book performs over that kind of crazy long period. But
yeah, yeah. Very interesting. All right, second book. Okay. Oh, I like World's Finest.
I just thought this was a really weird cover. Like
I
this sort of,
haven't got this World's Finest. I do collect World's Finest.
this is like a weird fat Superman and a weird
Yeah.
fat Batman.
Are they balloons or is they the octopus men are escaping? The Crimson Adventure's strange weapon has made Superman and Batman lighter than air, and they're floating away like runway blimps. Okay,
Yeah,
they've been
they
turned into balloons by
they've
the
been turned into balloons.
Crimson
Yeah.
Avenger.
Hmm.
There's a lot going on this cover, Alan. These two chaps down here are obviously the octopus men.
Yeah. They remind me of Hydra from Marvel, which is
Yes,
weird.
yes. Okay, and the Crimson Adventures turned Batman and Superman into balloons.
Balloons.
Got
It's
very sort of sensible stories in World's Finest.
oh yeah.
Half of World's Finest is actually Batman and Superman fighting each other for some reason.
Yeah, well, you have to have that. So yeah, I mean, this is like, early Silver Age World's Finest.
It's the first appearance of the Crimson Avenger, Alan.
Oh wow. Okay, that's actually, some key. Um I thought he appeared in the Golden Age, Crimson Avenger. I could be mistaken.
Well, it doesn't say it's his first Silver Age. Oh, you see, it has first appearance of Silver Age Crimson Avenger. Yeah,
Yeah, because Crimson Avenger actually was a character that I believe was before Batman even. I
right.
think he's like Detective 20 something,
Okay, it's a very nice copy. It's a
23 or something.
9.6. And somebody's paid $1,200 for it
Yeah. I mean that's I mean it is the first Crimson Adventure,
in the
you know,
Silver Age.
but how many people really know Crimson Adventure? Probably not many. But
Well, this is the only ever sale.
yeah, it's a record though.
That's another one. Alan, this is you're on a run. You're on a roll here. You're avoiding looking at the market going down by picking comics that have never sold
I,
before.
I don't pick these knowing what the result will be. I always try to leave it as a mystery box to
Right,
make it
there are
exciting for
48
myself.
there are 48 of these on the census. I bet this is the highest graded. No, no, there's a 9.8 out there. It's never
Wow.
sold. It's never sold.
But okay, what do we have anything to compare it to?
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the overall sales. So a 4.0 sold for $55 in
Oh
August.
wow. Okay.
Is that help?
I'm gonna be going to the comic convention today. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look for this book. I'm gonna look for this book just because I want to have my first Crimson Adventure.
I think you'll find a nice mid grade of this for less than $100.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. If you pay,
Um,
I reckon you'll find a raw copy of this mid grade.
20, 30 bucks.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a high grade copy. It's hard to really compare that price to this price, you know what I mean? Where it's just, 4 or 5, you'd expect it to be maybe 4 times, 5 times, maybe more,
It's
actually.
20 times.
About 20 times, yeah. I don't know. So there's a doubling effect that happens after a certain grade, right? So
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. Alan's going to look for that at the the comic
Yeah.
convention today. Alan, we didn't see this ever, and now we've had it twice in 2 weeks.
Okay. There's a reason why I put this on the list, though. Just so you know. Recently, my friend Steven, he picked up Hulk #2.
Right.
Okay. And since that, it's inspired him to say, well, he's got Hulk 1, he's got Hulk 2. Now he's inspired to get the rest of the
That's
series.
why we keep seeing this on the list, so that
So
this is for Steppo.
this
So
is just for one person. One person like will enjoy this list more than everyone else. So this is just for you, Stephen. Okay. Just putting that out there.
right. So our advice, Stephen, is let's have a look. So it's
This
a
is a
6.5. What's the
6.5.
grade? Stephen likes to go for high grade, doesn't he?
He likes, I think he was saying that he wanted to keep it above a 6.5, that
Yeah.
he was buying books 6.5 and higher
Yeah.
for the Hulk run.
Yeah. So
I mean, other
this
than the first one, it makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, this one went for 1920. So do we think that's a good price, Alan?
Seems,
Would you
I see. I think that is a good price.
Okay.
These Hulk ones are actually pretty hard to get to full run. It's actually not an easy run to, even though it's like a short run, it's only 6 issues. I mean, they're out there. You can pick them up,
Right, Alan,
but
I
they're
think
not
you
cheap.
made an error here.
Okay.
This says this sold on August 26th. It was not August 26th last week.
Um, I think that's no, it's part of the same auction.
Right. Okay.
It's part of the same auction. I don't know why it says different date,
No,
but
you're wrong. No,
is this an error? I mean, I can make an error. I
no,
don't know.
no, it's okay. No, I think you're okay. I didn't think August 26th was 2 weeks ago, but anyway, it may well
Yeah,
have
it's
been.
weird.
Yeah. So there we go. It's what did that sell for? One, no, that's it, isn't it? 1920. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
1920.
this one here with a slight uptick on the bottom of the graph.
Yeah, I mean, this book was very expensive during COVID.
It was very expensive during COVID.
Like 4,000, 5,000. What?
5,600, yeah.
Wow.
So nearly $4,000 drop.
Yeah. But look at the census on this, really low.
Yeah. 1,300.
I mean, for Marvel,
It's
I always have to put those caveats, but
well,
that's a
since a
low
lot
census.
everything we've looked at up to this one, this is easily the one with the most number of copies on the census compared to uh,
Yeah.
Ill, 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 uh, illegitimate and love romance and brave world's finest blimp balloon Batman.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most common, but for what it is, it's fairly rare. I mean, normally you would see 2,000 on the census or
Yeah,
3,000.
yeah.
So, I mean, this is reasonably low
Well,
census
when did
count
this get
for
cancelled? When did they stop Hulk? Because it didn't. It ran for
is issue 6.
right. Okay, so it wasn't selling well, was it?
No, I think they never really figured out the character. So if you read the first 6 issues, which I did a binge read of the first six
Mhm.
issues, they're really trying to figure out what the character is.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, is he kind of like Solomon Grundy? Like, is he sort of like like not like some supernatural phenomena where
Oh yeah,
he
you told us
only,
this last week. So you said that
yeah,
originally he was sort of turned into the Hulk at night, so it was a bit like a
a
werewolf.
night,
And in
like a
this issue,
werewolf.
he gets cosmic powers, so he can control when he changes or something like that.
Yeah. So that's why I think this is a key that's sort of under the radar, because this is where we sort of get him to be more hulky. Okay.
Right. So, Stephen, I hope you've appreciated the fact that I had this comic on the list 2 weeks running, purely for you.
Yeah.
So you better be watching.
But it's
Right.
on a slight uptick. I mean, there is some benefit there. It
Yeah.
has gone up a bit. Like, ignoring that COVID spike. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, right, let's move on. This is a usual suspect. Avengers #1.
yeah, the next two are our usual
Yeah,
suspects. But
yeah. Um,
um, this is a nice copy, though.
yeah, 4/5. I mean, it's got quite a lot of interesting creases,
Spine ticks. Yeah.
and there's a crease right down here. I mean,
Oh, I didn't
I
see
think
that actually. Okay.
this is a classic 4/5, isn't it? I mean, maybe
Yeah, yeah.
being generous to give it a 4/5.
Yeah, maybe could have gotten a 4.0,
Yeah,
but just because that's thing. I've seen ones where there's a big line, the subscription crease,
yeah,
and it still is like a 4 or 5 even,
yeah.
but that's really rare. Um, but yeah, so this is the first Avengers, first team up, just a really cool book. I mean, in terms of team appearances, I mean, Fantastic Four, but they were always a team. This is the first team up where they've become a new thing like Avengers.
Yeah, and I do
Uh,
like this box up here, price box up here with
mm, with all them,
Iron Man.
yeah. My point is, this is like the team that we can think of. I'm not saying like X-Men is another one that would, but it was always a team. This is like the first, well, not first, but team up where they bring all these classic characters together. They've made so many movies about the Avengers that I think this is a major book that everyone wants in their collection. It's a high demand book.
Right. So 43840 for a 4.5. What is this, up, down, or flat, Alan?
I would say down, just based on the price. I would have guessed more like $5,000 range.
Yeah, it is a bit down on the last sale. So this is finding its new level, isn't it?
Yeah,
Uh, so
it's
it
still above COVID,
oh
pre-COVID.
this book is well above pre-COVID levels. Uh,
Pre-COVID is
it's
what?
it's settling out. You can see up, down, up, down, up, down. It's hovering around here, isn't it? It's hovering around this 4,000 mark.
Yeah, I would have thought this is like the 4,000, 4 to 5,000 even. But what was pre-COVID? 2,000?
3,000, 3,000.
Okay, so it's gone up a bit. Um, yeah. I mean, and if you look at the census count, this will show you why I said that Hulk is rare.
Yeah, well, there we go, 5.6.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Fact, you
mean,
could probably count all the comics that we've done this week, and they wouldn't come to that number there.
yeah, there's that many Avengers 1 out there.
Just to give you some idea of how not rare this comic is.
Yeah, but the demand for it is bigger, so therefore it goes
Absolutely.
for
No,
more.
no, there's obviously demand for it.
Uh,
Because a 4.5 just sold for nearly $4,000.
Yeah, crazy.
Right, last comic of the week, Alan. I wonder what it might be.
This
I'm
last
so
one is on.
surprised.
So I put one book on the list for Stephen, but this book is actually on the list for me.
Ah, right.
My copy is also restored, but mine's a 6.0.
Oh, okay. So yours is
Um,
yours is
I
now
paid 5,000 for my copy,
okay. Well, it sounds like you've made money then because
or I
this
think it was like, yeah, four.
this 5.0 sold for 5,000, so your 6.0 is worth more.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. I always like to see how my books are performing as well.
Yeah,
A
why
a
not?
little bit selfish reasons on this one. Um, but I always like to see how well these restored books go. I didn't think this one looked that good
It,
for 5.0.
it trimmed.
It's trimmed, but also the colors on it aren't really that good. It
No,
looks faded to me. I don't know.
a
It
bit
just,
faded. Is it? Yeah, it is faded. I'm sure it's faded.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
like,
not vibrant at all, is it?
yeah, mine's a much more,
Well, yours is a higher grade.
yeah. But this is an old slab. You'll see that.
Yeah,
Now, that could be a couple things going on here. It could be that the book actually probably might have presented better before, and somebody left it out in the sun or whatever.
yeah,
You know what I
could
mean?
be.
And it could have faded a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Because they say whenever they grade things, they say that grade that the book is getting is the grade at that time, but it can change over time.
yeah. Well,
So,
yeah.
okay, so for 5,000, like, let's see how that did. This is, I always like comparing how well these restored
Right.
books do.
Well, okay. Oh, this is the one where I think you've made an error. So this
Okay,
we're looking at. I knew there was one where I thought you'd got it wrong. So this again says August the 26th on it, right? And if I look at the chart here, there is the August the 26th sale, which is that one down there.
okay.
And there's another sale last week of the same.
Maybe I grabbed the wrong one.
I think you've grabbed the wrong one.
That could be the case.
So this one you're showing sold for 5,160 in August, 2 weeks ago. But the one
Yeah,
sold last week actually sold for more. It sold for 7,200.
I
Significant.
think I grabbed it and then somehow it got switched. So yeah, I actually remember this one selling for more than 5,000.
Yeah, well,
So that's weird. Okay, so yeah, I was like, okay,
the more recent sale last week went for 7.2.
okay, so let's go with the 7.2. So let's ignore the fact that I just said it was 5,000. Now it's 7,000,
Yeah,
which is even better for me because
yeah. Well,
I like that price.
yeah. I mean, one of these, it's £2,000 difference in $2,000 difference in a week,
Week, yeah.
both at Heritage, which is very odd. Why does this person here spent 2,000? Why didn't they just look at the auction the week before? They could have got it for $2,000 cheaper.
Well, you never know. I mean, with all these, it's not just one person. It's usually like two or three people bidding it up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they still wanted to get the book. This is the price that they got it at. It's like one of those things. Um, people get excited
So
when the
let's
auction
have a look and
happens.
see how much your 6.0 is worth.
No, wait. Let's see how well this. Okay, so I'm just curious. When I want to finish this one first.
Okay.
So it's gone up. It's actually almost like like what was the COVID price? The peak, like 10,000 or something.
10,000, 10,400.
Okay, so it's gone down 30%. How does that compare to the 5.0 Blue Label? How well did this perform versus the Blue Label? I always like that comparison. Because like I'm a big proponent for restored books.
Well, okay. So the restored version is about 12,000. So that's that 12 versus 7 or 12 versus 5, whichever you want to use.
We'll use 7 because that's the last sale.
Okay, so 12 versus 7, and the peak was 35. So this is down a third, whereas the restored is only down a half.
Yeah, actually, the restored was only down less than a half. It was down 40%.
Yeah.
So restored performed way better.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. So whoever invested in restored books was a genius, is what we're.
I do think we're having a bit of manipulation here of the facts to make the point. If I took the average of the 7 and the 5 and it was at 6, then
More in line.
however, the restored has before even at that point, the restored has performed better in having terms of having lost less since
Mhm.
COVID. But I would claim it didn't go up as much during COVID either.
Okay, sure. But yeah, I mean, it's as long as you come out with the conclusion that
That
I
you,
was right
Alan,
and
you're
I
right.
made
Yeah.
good investments, that's all that matters.
Okay. Yeah. Generally, Alan, you are correct. The restoreds have not suffered as badly as the.
Yeah, I think they're a good investment. Okay, let's look at my 6.0, see how well I did.
Okay.
You can even look at my sale. I don't remember how much I paid. I thought it was around 4 to 5,000, if I remember correctly.
It's a 6.0.
Yeah, 6.0 restored. And it's like, what is it? I can't even read it.
What date?
It's
When did you,
moderate restoration.
right. When did you buy it? 2021,
I think it was earlier than that.
20.
Yeah.
So what is it? This is going to be this one, isn't it? 5760 in 2020.
No, was there earlier than that?
No, well, yeah, yeah, but it was $12,000.
No. Okay, so then the one that was like 5,000 something.
There's a 6,000 here.
I
Yeah.
don't think I paid that much.
Okay, I think that's you then here on this 5760.
It had to be at Heritage too.
This was a heritage sale. It's
So
this
I paid,
definitely yours. So there you go. That's the one you bought.
yep, that's mine.
Okay, so you paid 5.6.
I paid more than I thought. Oh, shoot. That's not as cool. I'm not as cool as I thought I was. Okay.
So there is Alan's purchase 4 years ago. And I have
Okay.
to say, he's done pretty well because in June this year, a 6.0 restored sold at Heritage for 8,581. I wouldn't
Okay. So
complain
up a
about
little
that,
bit.
Alan.
Up a little bit.
I wouldn't complain about that. That's nearly $3,000 gain in 4 years.
Not too
Oh no,
bad.
wait a minute. This sale was in 2022. That was a COVID sale. I don't
Oh
think
no, don't ruin me here. You're supposed to you're supposed to stay, Alan, you did a great job. Oh my
there
goodness.
hasn't been
Oh
any
my goodness.
sales since COVID. So
Oh
we
no.
can't really evaluate this, Alan.
Oh, that sucks.
So that's still
Okay,
COVID. So it's going to come down from that.
probably. But it shouldn't go below the 5.0. I would say it should be above the 5.0 sale.
Yeah.
I would guess maybe 8,000.
Yeah, I would. Eight. Yeah, eight would sound sensible to me.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well,
So
we'll
still,
have to watch out for that one. We should all be looking out for a
I
restored.
will be looking out for it. So
One
we'll see
hasn't
how
sold
well
for
it
two
performs.
years, but how many of them are there? There's 44 of them, so we should
There's a
get.
fair number.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
Okay.
well, so that's it. That's I don't know. I thought it was a fun list.
It was a good list. So uh, that is your lot for this week. We'll be back next week, probably doing something different. Because I'm off traveling again. So we will see you next week. Right.